Good evening, YouTubers. This is Demon0981, and I'm bringing you another video. Now, if you've all seen my last review of Steven Universe, I said that I was going to do something interesting for this video. Namely, having to do with a particular anime series I still like, and for as long as I can remember, have always liked. I'm referring to the classic Shonen Jump series is One Piece. Now, for those of you out there who are familiar about what One Piece is, let me give you a brief explanation. And according to the intro of the anime, there once was this well-renowned pirate named Gold Roger, who apparently collected enough loot to be called King of the Pirates. However, after being apprehended by the world government's naval officers and admirals, he was put to death via execution. But upon his last words, he said that he left his loot all in one piece. He was at the end of the Grand Line. Now, the series itself, I still find very interesting, especially with every new manga volume I read, every new episode that I watch. But besides the characters, there's one thing in general that I find interesting above all else. And if you've read the title of this video, I am referring to the devil fruit. Now, the creator of One Piece, I can't figure out how to pronounce his first name, Ichiro Oda, I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Ichiro Oda. Made the series of One Piece interesting by giving certain handfuls of characters from the main cast, as Monkey D. Luffy and his crew, to side or minor characters and the villains. I'll get to those in a different list. Let's start together. But the devil fruits are actually very interesting, and if you do follow the One Piece lore, like I do, you'll know that each devil fruit is different and gives the consumer various powers. However, though, the devil fruit have one major flaw. They sap the consumer's ability to swim, making them as heavy as can be, and if they're in contact with water, their devil fruit powers are neutralized. Is until they are out of the water. What? Come here. Come here. I don't know if you ruined another video. What was I? Oh yeah. The devil fruit are actually split into three categories. Logia, which according to the One Piece wiki in the One Piece manga series and anime, the Logia series of devil fruit So give the user the ability to create, become, and control certain elements. Like, for example, the first actually, yeah, I can have this one as an example because it was the first one and to be introduced. Chaser or smoker is double fruit, the smoke fruit, or plume fruit, depending on how you want to put it. I can't believe there are two versions of the English dub. Funimation and 4Kids. Which is going to make this list incredibly difficult. Anyway, the smoke fruit or plume fruit. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to call it smoke fruit. I don't care what the current title of the devil fruit is. Basically, a mouse chaser or to create, control, or even become smoke. Which is very interesting because if you are able to become a certain element, you can't get hit. You can't be knocked out by an enemy unless they can figure out your weakness. And with Smoker, his only weakness, besides of course, is the Sea Prism Stones, which actually disable or neutralize the Devil Fruit's abilities, is when it's put up against Luffy's older brother Ace. This is Devil Fruit, the Flare Fruit, which allows him to create, control, and become fire. Which is odd because fire creates smoke. And when there's smoke, there's fire. Anyway, the other two are the Paramecia of fruits, which give the user a very unique ability. And the first example, as well as a very good one, where did that cat go? Is Monkey D. Luffy's Devil Fruit power of the Gum Fruit, which enables him to stretch, it's like rubber, and making him impervious to blunt weaponry such as clubs, electricity, because we all know rubber does not conduct electric currents. However, though, there is a weakness in which blades can still hurt him. And one more thing that he's impervious to is firearms. You can't really harm him with guns because they'll go about a good foot away from his body once they sink in, and he can basically fire them back. And of course, there's the most interesting of the devil fruits, the Zoan fruit, which were introduced around the Tony Chopper, slash this Wapo arc in the series. And I'll give that one as an example since it was pretty much the first Zoan fruit to be introduced along with the Ox fruit. That one being the human fruit. This is very interesting and because it has a double standard to it. If you've seen in the anime, you know what I mean. If a non-sentient animal, were to eat the human fruit, they wouldn't be able to not only speak, like a normal human, but also become 3D. Be of different forms. There's the humanized form, in which an animal can become full human, even though they still have the animal trait. It's, there's the half animal. Oh, let me start that again. God, there's no way I'm gonna be able to explain a zoan fruit without making it sound weird. Yeah, what the hell. Basically, what a zoan fruit does is, if an animal, if the human fruit is eaten by an animal like Chopper, who's a blue-nosed reindeer, he can become either a half-human hybrid or a full animal, all at will, or full human, I guess. Basically, this means any animal except for human, like besides humans, that eat the human fruit, basically turn to furries. And I know for a fact at what the human fruit does to humans when they eat it. Basically, if a human eats this devil fruit, since they are already human, they're just enlightened more. But then in the zoan category, there's like maybe 2 or 3 subcategories: mythical, awakened, and something else. I'll get to that when I get to that. Anyway, let's not be around the bush any longer. Let's move on to the list, starting at number 20, which is the hobby fruit. This paramecia fruit allows the user to transform living people and animals into toys and erase memories of their existence from anyone else, those that knew them, as well as grants the user eternal youth, depending on what age they were when they consumed the fruit. Like, I don't know how can I explain this better. Actually, yeah, this is pretty much, that's the devil fruit equivalent of Peter Pan, except for the toy part. Number 19, the sticky fruit. This Logia fruit allows the user to create, become, and control mucus. Yeah, think about that for a second. And before I continue on any longer, and I want to get this out of the way, here's basically how the list is going to go. Paramecia, Logia, zoan. And there will be 3 honorable mentions, 1 of each category. Anyway, number 18, the Sala fruit, axolotl model. This zoan fruit was interesting because there's one arc in One Piece where they come across what is known as a man-made devil fruit. And basically this turned a slime ball into an axolotl hybrid, or a full axolotl at will. And by the way, if any of you out there who doesn't know what an axolotl is, look it up. Number 17. The cube fruit. This paramecia fruit allows the user to cut anything they touch into cubes and control these structures. The user is also able to levitate the cubes and form structures from them, such as towers and mazes, or use one as a floating platform. Basically, if you eat this devil fruit, the entire world is a game of Minecraft. Now, this one, I don't know the English translation, but I think I might know what it is. The Japanese version of the name is the Ame Ame Nomi, which I guess in English would translate to syrup fruit. This Logia fruit allows the user to create and control and even transform the candy syrup. Basically corn syrup, I guess, or melted, like, candy stuff. For number 15, it's the Mutt fruit Tanuki model. This is actually one of the sub-Hebzoan categories I had mentioned before. This is not only a zoan fruit, but a mythical zoan fruit. A mythical zoan fruit allows one to become like a mythical creature. And in this case, it allows its user to transform into a tanuki. Or, if you live in Japan, a raccoon dog. That's able to shapeshift and has one excessively large part to its anatomy. Only the Japanese can come up with something like that. I'm not docking up for that, I just find that kind of funny. Number 14. The Munch fruit. This paramecia fruit allows the user to eat and chew nearly anything from wood to the strongest metals. The eaten items can then be fused to turn the user's body into a weapon or be combined together to create something else. Now, like I said with Chopper, there's Devil Fruit. Wapple is the villain of that particular arc, and he demonstrates the Munch fruit, its capabilities, very well. Basically, with this fruit, you can eat anything or anyone, and basically fuse them together. However, though, there's one ability that requires you to fuse two people together. And Wapple named it the Munch Factory. Again, when I do my list for the top One Piece villains, I'm going to get into a lot of detail with that. Number 13. The Swamp fruit. This Logia fruit allows the user to become the element of swamp. The user can create a bottomless swamps in order to catch others. Basically, with this fruit, you're becoming a walking pile of quicksand and can actually store massive amounts of equipment inside you as you travel. Number 12. The elephant fruit. This zoan fruit allows the user to become an elephant hybrid or a full elephant at will. And with One Piece, not only can humans and animals consume devil fruits, but for some odd reason inanimate objects. Like, there's a guy from Baroque's works whose bazooka has somehow ate a dog fruit and became like a dog. And in another arc later on, a guy's sword somehow ate the elephant fruit and can become an elephant with a bladed trunk. Hmm. Oh well. Number 11. The door fruit. This paramecia fruit allows the user to create doors through anything that they touch. Basically the cartoon escape trick. The doors the user creates can be created from any body part and usually take the shape and form of said body part. Like, you can basically make a door out of your entire body with this devil fruit. Just walk into a wall, and it will become a body-sized door. Or slap someone across the face with this power, and you can basically make a door out of the eye and nose region. Now, these next ones, from 10 upward, are going to be very interesting to me because they have certain qualities to them that I like. Starting with number 10, which is the dark fruit of the Logia class. This devil fruit allows the user to create and control darkness at will, and has its own unique property of gravity. Basically, you can make a black hole with this power, or condense gravity at will. And in One Piece, there's a pirate, I kid you not, this is like the third one I'm aware of whose name is Blackbeard. Or it was either Edward Teach or Marshall Teach, who has the power of the dark fruit and kind of uses it and to his advantage a lot. Number 9. The bat fruit, model vampire. This is the second mythical zone fruit I'm going to mention. There's one more. And, of course, as you all know, this allows the user to transform into a vampire at will, basically allowing the user to gain the powers of a vampire, or as a result, as well as the weaknesses. Now on to number 8. This one is gonna mess with a lot of people's heads. And when I tell you, it's the horn fruit. It's a paramecia fruit, and oh man, how on earth am I gonna explain this one? There's an arc in One Piece where Luffy sneaks into this pirate jail. And comes across a guy named Emporio Ivankov, who has the powers of the horn fruit. And this paramecia fruit grants the user the ability to create and control special hormones that can affect anyone they strike by however the user desires. And according to the wiki, These hormones can manipulate various aspects of a person, such as body temperature, pigmentation, growth, emotional state, bowel capability is through healing and energizing, and as well as gender swapping. Okay, it's bad enough that Ivankov looks like an anime version of Dr. Frankenfurter. You know what? There's actually an AMV Hell video out there somewhere that has a portion of him where they're playing Sweet Transvestite, and guess who stars in it? Now, the hormones are injected by turning the user's fingertips into syringe-like needles, or needle tips. And Ivankov has actually demonstrated these powers numerous times, such as his Imperial Estrogen, which turns a male, which was demonstrated by turning a male inmate into a woman. And then later on, he uses it to battle against one of Impel Down's guards by turning into a woman himself. Oh, great, he didn't look weird before. Now on to number 7, which is, and there's now a whole lot of Logia fruit to choose from. Let's go with this one. Ooh. Oh yeah, I remember this one. The sand fruit. This devil fruit was introduced during the Alabasta arc in One Piece, and it's used by a villain named Mr. Zero or Crocodile. And the sand fruit basically allows the user to create, control, and transform the sand at will, basically turning them into a sand human. Or Sandman from Spider-Man 3. One of the most dangerous aspects of the sand fruit is not only can the user locate quicksand, set up sandstorms, and all that, but also absorb liquids and moisture. Like, say you eat this devil fruit, touch a plant, it will shrivel up. Touch a person, they will shrivel up. Of course, this is both a strength and a weakness of the sand fruit, as you can hit at someone, and by basically using water against them. And the next devil fruit is actually another of the first Zoan fruits which that were introduced. It's the ox fruit model bison, or bison form. Basically what this devil fruit does is basically turns you into either a full-fledged bison or a bison minotaur. which is actually pretty interesting. And when it was shown in the anime, number 5. At number 5, it is the slip fruit. A paramecia fruit that makes the user's body slippery, which in turn makes most attacks and all objects slide off his or her body, protecting the user from harm in most situations. Also, if one is overweight in any way, by eating this devil fruit, they will become slim. And by having the excess fat slip off. And this was demonstrated by Alvida, who is actually the uncredited first villain of the One Piece series. Because I know a few out there would think Buggy the Clown or Iron or Axe Hand Morgan and would count as the first villains. But Alvida is the first villain and first villainess. Number 4. Number 4 is the Rumble fruit. This one is very dangerous because as it can make the user pretty much invincible. By allowing the user to create, control, and transform electricity at will. And as demonstrated in the anime, the user is able to produce as well as become electricity. And with this in mind, they are able to attack with lightning itself. They can also be able to regulate the voltage of electricity with a maximum of 200 million volts. And seeing as that they can become electricity, they can deflect, avoiding normal attacks by having said attack pass through them, as well as being able to merge through solid matter. The only weakness, of course, is the gum fruit. Or anything made out of rubber. Number 3. Number 3, I find kind of odd in a way, because it is a zone fruit on the one hand, but on the other, it's in the territory of mythical Zoan. And if I can get that stupid page to load up. It is the human fruit model Buddha. And its strength is that it allows the user to transform into a giant living Buddha-like golden statue, gaining an extreme boost in strength to match the size. I still don't quite understand how this works. But whatever. And now we come down to number 2. Oh, for a pear, a messy fruit. There's one I wanted to talk about, but I can't seem to figure which one it was. And number 2, it's the chop fruit, which is Buggy the Clown's devil fruit. It allows the user to become immune to slashing attacks and be able to split their body apart or into pieces and control said pieces. It says however they wish, mostly by levitating them away from the user's main body. And there's also a little quirk right to this. In order to stay in the air, your feet have to be on the ground. And I love how Ichiro Oda came up with the concept of a pirate clown. Who gets pissed off every time someone mistakenly mentions his nose. What does the guy do? Fires an explosive cannonball on them while holding them with a floating hand. And now we come down to my honorable mentions before going on to number 1. Now, for my honorable mentions, like I said, there will be one of each category. And for the Zoan fruit, I don't want to say this, but it's a tie. If for a Zoan fruit honorable mention between both snake fruits. The snake fruit model Anaconda and the snake fruit model King Cobra. In the Amazon Lily, the episodes of One Piece, Luffy finds himself on an Amazon island, and where all 3 of the Amazon women and leaders have devil fruit powers. 2 of them happen to have snake fruit powers. Boa Sandersonia has the power as the Anaconda snake fruit, while Boa Marigold has the King Cobra version. And like any other Zoan fruit, it allows their user, its user, or to transform into a snake hybrid, Naga, as well as a full snake. And I don't know why, but this brings on a whole new meaning to the words snake dance. Because Sandersonia can become a half anaconda hybrid. Basically meaning she has pretty much the strength of an anaconda. And for all of us out there who don't really know that much about anacondas, they're not only one of the heaviest snakes in the world, but in some cases the largest, as in the Americas. While the King Cobra variant and it turned its user into a half cobra, half human and hybrid. And yeah, we all know what King Cobra can do, as it's one of the most deadly snakes in the world. Oh, as well as enabling the user to create and spit poison. On to the next honorable mention, which is from the Paramecia group. Oh, the clone fruit. Which allows the user to become anyone that they have touched recently. Sorry. Yeah, it allows the user to turn into a physical double of anyone they have recently touched. When the user changes, they also imitate the copied person's flexibility, strength, abilities, and even weaknesses. Aside from those bestowed by Devil Fruit, they can change to someone else by touching their face with their right hand and switch back to a normal state by touching their face with the left. Of course, it had to go to someone and who is just as fruity sounding as Ivankov. Now on to the Nokia honorable mention. And this one I am not. This one being the snow fruit, which allows the user to create, control, and transform into the element of snow. In other words, you would be like Elsa from Frozen. And with that out of the way, let's go on to number 1. And which is, again, another tie. Between in the love fruit and the poison fruit. Now, why do I put these two fruits at the top? Well, how do I put this? Both of these devil fruits can kill, but in different ways. The venom fruit, or poison fruit, grants the user the ability to produce, control different types of poisons, as well as making them immune to all forms of poison. And as demonstrated by Impel Down's Warden Magellan. And who can actually use this poison to kill unruly inmates? while the love fruit doesn't exactly do what the name suggests. Just, however, though, and this I still find kind of perplexing, allows a range of attacks which uses as the emotions of lust or perversion to transform opponents into stone. But as demonstrated by the Queen of Amazon Lily, Boa Hancock. And not only does this devil fruit allow the user to turn and lustful opponents into stone, but also de-petrify them. And besides that, with Amazon Lily, it is roar or using her vanity to get what she wants. It's no wonder why all of her subjects adore her. Again, the only person that didn't work on it was Luffy. Stupid and rubber boy. Anyway, that's it for my top 20 devil fruits from One Piece. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and get ready for the next video, because I'm going to dive into a topic I never thought I was going to end up doing. No, it's not MLP related. It has nothing to do with that, although it might. It's pretty much going to be a synopsis of what I think are the most cringeworthy moments in animated history, I guess I could say. And it will be uncensored, or I'm not gonna hold anything back, because there are some things I want to get off my chest with certain episodes, scenarios, and all that, because I feel the need that it requires this. So tune in to my next video, and again, click comment and subscribe to my comment or thumbs up this video. You can check out my channel to see more videos like my Steven Universe review, as well as recent and remakes of certain videos. Also, even though I am going to be doing new videos now and then, I will also be busy working on editing and remakes of certain videos. And I realized this one took kind of forever to make, but I've been kind of busy with schoolwork, and now that I'm done for the summer, I can focus my attention on this, at least until June. So without further ado, this is Demon Night 1, and saying sayonara, and be ready for an earful.